And then this morning we're picking him up off the floor for like the umpteenth time. And he goes, yeah, whose stupid idea was this? And I'm like, yours. It's always
absolutely yours.
I would have said, no, $150, I ain't picking that shit up. Absolutely not. You thought, this is okay. And now you have to pick them up. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
So, we live and we learn. That's okay. Action figures, animals, dinosaur figurines, all of those are big hits.
My little one is obsessed with dinosaurs, and he will tell us what the names of all the dinosaurs are.
I thought of him this morning when we were putting up, because my son has like a little box of dinosaurs, because he's obviously not as enthusiastic as your little one, but he likes them.
Yeah, mine's slightly obsessed.
Yeah, so we watched...
Which makes sense, because I'm slightly obsessed with dinosaurs. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Who can also name them all? I'll give y'all a hint. It is not Eliza.
Oh, yeah. I don't intend to tell people that. It's just a party trick at one time.
Oh, okay.
I act
I'm
like
sorry.
I can pronounce fancy words.
I think it's pretty cool.
Without practice, but actually there's lots of practice.
There's lots of practice. I'm sorry, I was trying to get a drink inconspicuously.
It's a pretty good one.
But it was
it's
not inconspicuous.
Good little frosé.
Mm-hmm.
Frosé rosé.
My ice chunks are too big. Next time, I'll blend it more.
Or a bigger straw.
I have options. Bigger straws. Better blending.
One of the great things I find about inside play is having kids kind of figure out their own way to solve a problem in a nice quiet setting that not everyone is super stressed out about because they're not burning up in the outside heat.
Right, or you're worried about them running off.
So if something's going wrong, they get frustrated, but then they can just work through it. And if they don't, then you can help them out.
Mm-hmm. That's our thing here lately. He's been trying to let him work a lot of the stuff out himself. And I keep referring to the little one because I like to think that the 13-year-old and the 17-year-old can figure out their own shit at this point. Like, why won't this box go inside this box? Let's think about it. That one is bigger than the other.
Right.
So, like, it's
like in math when they talk about the little greater than sign and the less than sign and the alligator's going to eat the bigger number.
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
My goodness.
So I'm referring to the little one just because he's the one that generally has the I'm trying to figure this out drama.
Mine has a millisecond of frustration and then goes straight into angry.
Oh, that's always lovely.
So if it's not going right pretty quickly, we throw a tantrum at the moment.
And that makes it rough too, because you're like, I just need you to just pause for a second.
Let's talk why. Let's talk why.
We can walk through it together. Like, we've been trying to make him...
But it's not working.
I know.
It's too hard.
Is that what he says?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. He's too dramatic.
Very dramatic.
He's so dramatic. It's adorable, though. You're like, you don't live with him. It's not the same. You're right. It's not the same. It's like, that's why nobody keeps mine, is because he's too much. I get it. I understand.
I'd keep yours.
So, I get it. So one other thing that I was thinking of when I was thinking of indoor play was, like all the Amazon boxes we get and how I have used those to build box forts. And I'm talking like the giant box forts.
Yeah.
Like back when we had Snowmageddon.
Like a castle.
Like for reals. When we had Snowmageddon and we were all iced in, like, and we were trying to keep warm in our house and I was trying to keep little man active and happy, I built a gigantic box fort. It took up my entire kitchen. That walk path it took up that entire space. Like, it was huge. It had a room where he could open and close doors. He had tunnels he could go through. There was windows.
That kind you cannot get rid of it.
Hours.
You have to keep that around for a while.
Hours on that. But it's something you as a parent can do. I had the olders help me with that. Like, it was kind of
awesome.
whole thing.
It's crafty.
It was crafty, right? And I'm like, yeah, I can slap some glue and paper together.
And if you're not as crafty, there's this really cool thing that I just got from my mother.
Oh,
and it's from Amazon. And I don't remember what it's called, but it's a tent. And it's just fabric. And so it goes into this little tiny bag, and it only takes up like 5 inches by 5 inches by 5 inches of space.
Mm-hmm.
And a box fan. And you open it up, and you tie one little tunnel into a box fan. You turn on the box fan, and it's a full-blown tent, and it is amazing.
And it takes like 2 seconds to set it up.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
I love it so much.
And it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't take any space.
It's not complicated. I literally just tie it to the box fan, and that's all I have to do.
Mm-hmm. And it stays inflated, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Like, the kids all play in it. They're happy. You're happy. It's not a tall tent, so, like, you can see over the top of it.
And it's slightly see-through. So what I do is I get in there with them because he doesn't like being by himself. And so when I get in there with him, I can still watch the TV in the living room through the top of the tent. And there's also a window. It's not big enough to see the whole TV, but the top is relatively see-through. So I can still watch Gordon Ramsay all day long.
Oh, there you go. Problem solved. You're spending time with your child. They're happy. You're happy.
I still get to spend some Gordon Ramsay time.
Yeah, because who doesn't need Gordon Ramsay time? Everybody does.
I just bought an apron that says Gordon Ramsay is my spirit animal.
I saw
literally
that
this
online.
week.
I didn't know you actually bought it. That's fantastic.
Amazon Prime Day.
You planned your Amazon Prime a lot better than I did because
I didn't plan. I just saw it and I was like, oh my goodness, they know me.
I was trying to be like a responsible adult, and so I did get a volleyball net for half price.
Look at you go.
That was my big find.
The apron was $3 off, and it was like $12.
Sold. Cha-ching. So, but if we're talking about outside playtime, and it's not a gazillion degrees outside, or snowing, or raining, and all of that fun stuff, the benefits of outside play is that your child wears out faster. And it's because I did not research this, I think it has to do with the stimulation of the environment.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe their brain is just as active as their muscles.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's a different type of fuel, and so they're needing more energy based. And like I said, we're not talking like it's 100 degrees outside, so your child's dehydrated and like that's why they're exhausted.
And we told y'all to keep people happy. Don't let them get hot.
Don't let them get hot. So
it's like the number one rule.
But it's their brain functioning, it's the muscles functioning, and all their senses, their ears, their eyes, their nose, their everything, right? So I think that's why. And like I said, that's just me guessing. I didn't like research that.
Bet we could.
We could, but I did not. There are ways to all right, I'm gonna write. I wrote this down. All right, guys. Minimally. There we go.
That's a hard word.
Interact. I gotta write down better words when I do this because man, I would pick some words and I'm like, I didn't practice that enough. Ways to minimally interact. So, because you don't want to get burnt out just as fast as your kid, and so like playgrounds where there's benches, I'm all about sitting on that bench in the shade and watching my kid play, unless the park is packed. I'm a little more
leery.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. I was gonna say anxious.
Yeah,
because I have stranger danger issues, but
I have stranger danger issues too. But I also have issues with a lot of older kids being around the little kid because I feel like they just don't notice them.
Yeah, they just run them over.
And sometimes they accidentally run them over, and it's not like it's purposeful.
Yeah, they're not being mean most of the time.
Or they'll like pick them up and put them up on top of the highest perch that they're trying to climb up to. That I was okay with them trying to, not okay with them actually being there.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, oh, they're just helping Mel play. No, I don't need him 10 foot up off the ground.
Like, no. I wanted him to fail. I didn't want him to get up there. I wanted him to fail.
It's one of those moments that you allow the frustration to happen.
Right. Yeah. But you don't want to get burned out before your kid because you don't want to be tired as they are when you're done with the play. So,
yes.
I feel like that's important.
Because then you get home and then they're not asleep.
Because they slept all the way home.
You still have to stay awake.
Yeah. That sucks. I try not to do that. I try to do anything except that. So parks, great place to go. Setting up picnics. I was thinking of, like we have lots of nature trails and stuff that we can go to. I know I've been to a couple places like Houston and San Antonio where you can go walk and do stuff, and they're parks that are planned so that you get nature and all that fun stuff without being like in nature
overwhelmed
and all that fun
with
stuff.
The mosquitoes. Right,
they're very nicely set up, they're well maintained, those kind of places. I think those are great because then it's good exercise for everybody, right? Like you get some, they get some, but you're not beat. Maybe they are.
We were walking outside in this morning looking at bugs.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking around in a garden. I'm pretty sure there's a bug in this room right now. If y'all hear that zipper noise, I'm pretty sure there's a bug that's caught somewhere that's going zzz with its
Oh, wings. You know what? We had a locust in the house.
It's probably
a locust.
Motherfucker. Well, I was distracted, but we were walking around the garden this morning just picking some okra, and we were looking for bugs, and I told him he wasn't allowed to touch orange and black beetles, and he really wanted to touch a beetle, so we had to find a beetle that wasn't orange and black, because I don't remember what kissing bugs look like, but I know they're really dangerous.
Yeah, because they leave sores.
Yeah, so they also can give you heart disease or something like that. So
we don't like shagas.
Yeah.
With dogs, yes.
And apparently it's becoming more and more common in Texas, and so like I'm petrified of beetles with like an orange dot on them.
Well, now I'm going to be petrified of beetles. Thank you.
So I was looking for an all black beetle for him to touch, or a ladybug, and luckily we found a ladybug.
There you go.
So it worked out great.
That's nice.
Then I had to have the conversation why it was orange and black, because that one was the orange variety, and it was a problem. But anyway, it was fine.
It's fine. I mean,
ladybugs are different than beetles.
It's not the same. But they are, but they're not. Yeah, so bugs, sticks, leaves, dirt, all those things seem to be extremely entertaining at any age.
And they ask lots of questions that I don't know the answer to.
Like, the little loves it just as much as the bigs do.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, they all have fun when we go do those things. I have to tell the little he's not allowed to eat the bugs. He likes to catch them, and then he asks if he can eat them because he says he's a lizard. And I told him he's not a lizard. He may not eat the bugs. And it
also puts in like leadership skills too of your older kids.
Yeah, because then they get to
practice teaching. They get to practice leading the group.
Yeah, they get to be boss, right? Like, yeah, just for that moment, they're the boss. And I think that they like it, and they learn from that as well because they're getting that time to take that, like you said, that leadership role. They're stepping in and they're being like, "Let me show you what I've learned," and so that's kind of fun.
The other things I love doing outside is I take. Dinosaurs. Did I mention I like dinosaurs? So, and I have like really good looking figurine dinosaurs. They're not like, I have dollar ones, but I also have like $25 ones. But anyway, so I take those outside and we'll take chalk. Yes. Mm-hmm. If they made dinosaur shoes, I would have them. And I do have Crocs with like little buttons that are dinosaurs.
I believe that.
Anyway, so you take the dinosaurs outside, and it has to be like early or late, and where it casts a shadow. And then I take chalk, and then we just outline the chalk, the shadow of the dinos.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is pretty cute. It kind of looks like they're going to their death in the comment, a little bit. But when you don't think about it like I do, it's a really fun time. And the other thing I like doing is you were talking about Amazon boxes. Mm-hmm. Is I made. With my kiddo, this was back when no one was really hanging out with people during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And we made little box floats.
Okay.
And we, like, colored them and painted them and put all kinds of random stuff on it, like sticks and twigs and leaves, because that's who we are. And we had little box floats. We had a little non-moving parade because we had no tires.
Aw, that's cute. I like that. That's adorable. Well, healthychildren.org has a Playing Outside and Why It's Important for Kids article, and so it's really long. I'm going to give you, like, the DL on it, though. The down low, for those who didn't know what the DL is. I was trying to be cool.
Cliff Notes. Do people still do Cliff Notes?
I don't think so. It's the Cliff Notes versions. I like that. But anyway, so Cliff Note version. Bring your baby outside. Babies like to play outside too. There's plenty of things a baby can do outside that does not involve them eating sticks and leaves. But being outside is just as good for them as it is for anybody else. So bring your baby.
There's plenty of stuff to protect their skin and eyes.
Yeah. Don't let them... they'll get sunburned. Put a hat on them. Throw some sunscreen on them. They'll be alright. Find a shade tree. Being outside is still good for them. Exploring outside with preschoolers and grade age children. They say that you should build like nature sculptures, biking and walking with the family, which is what we were talking about. They even suggest doing story time outside, We're obviously not going to do that here because it's too fucking hot.
They did that